Now, a few weeks ago, you guys will remember me showing you the Rubicon 392 that we have for sale here at 111 Motor Cars. About a week after that, I actually ended up selling it, and that's the vehicle that we will be delivering today. And after we deliver it, we will be driving back a vehicle that I've actually been wanting to cover for a little while. Well, the Rubicon 392 is now sold. I'm actually going to go deliver it to a Buc-ee's in Kentucky. Super excited to sell an awesome customer this awesome ride. But these 392s do not last long. If another one of you guys wants a Rubicon 392 like this, or whatever options you want, let me know and I will try to find one for you. And I haven't driven one stock in so long, but let me tell you, that exhaust still sounds good. Well, now I'm in a regular Jeep, or I say regular, a Sahara 4xe, and it's so weird. You really don't notice all the differences in the 392 until you get in a standard Wrangler. We got the different steering wheel here. It feels completely different. It's way skinnier. You don't have the cutouts. And then the bolstering, even on the seats, is just not as aggressive, which is super, super crazy. It's always fun to test out a different vehicle once you get used to something. But I'm telling you guys, it is way different. And the biggest difference, obviously, is the sound. Well, we've basically made it all the way back to Nashville at this point. You can tell by not only the skyline, but the traffic. The traffic is always so horrendous here. But it has been super fun to take a day basically off of work and go out and get to deliver a car. I haven't got to do that in so long. And something I want to address right away is that I am going to continue to call this a 4xe and not a 4xe, so you don't have to correct me. And just like that, we are back with the 4xe Wrangler. Now, something you'll notice on this is it does have a little lift. It's going to have a 2.5-inch spacer lift, as well as the shock extensions. And then it's got a metric 33-inch tall tire on here. It looks really good with those altitude wheels. And of course, with the 4xe, you're gonna get all of those blue accents. The wind outside is absolutely horrible today, so we're gonna take this thing inside the showroom so I can show you a little bit more about the 4xe. Now, of course, like any other vehicle, there are a lot of pros and cons whenever it comes to the 4xe Wrangler. Of course, you get a lot of the same capabilities that the Jeep Wrangler is known for, its rough and rugged design, as well as its off-road capabilities. But aside from that, the 4xe also caters towards that electric hybrid market a little bit more aggressively. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid at that, and it does have the capabilities to run on full electric. Now, whenever it is full electric, you only have the range of about 20 to 22 miles, but still, for a Jeep Wrangler to have any electric range is pretty crazy. Now, this one did run out of EV charge whenever I was driving back, and it was only able to maintain about 17 miles a gallon. Not very impressive, but keep in mind the 4xes, all of the 4xes are gonna have the 2.0 liter turbocharged engine. And to be fair, the 2.0 liter paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission is a decent power plant. You don't really lack much power. It's got plenty of torque, but whenever you put the 2.0 liter in this hybrid platform, it does kind of have impressive numbers on paper. Now, I believe the 4xes have right at 375 horsepower and then 470 foot-pounds of instant torque. Yes, 470 foot-pounds of torque. Now, with that, that is a very similar number, actually the exact same as the Rubicon 392. Now, aside from that hybrid platform, some of the main differences you're going to see on the 4xe are, of course, going to be the blue accents. You're going to have the charge door right here, which is still super weird to have on a Jeep Wrangler. Now, the gauge cluster is going to be a little different too. You have the LCD display right here and right here, which is different than the standard Jeep Wranglers. And then you do have this right here, which I believe is a charge indicator. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do believe that's what it is. This one is the Sahara model, so it's going to have all the same convenient features as the typical Saharas. It's also got the leather seats on this. And then one other thing you'll notice right here is your selections for your hybrid mode. So you can do hybrid, which is going to run the electric battery when it can, pure electric, and that is going to be the full electric mode. Then you've got an e-save mode. Something else that's pretty unique on these 4xe models is you do have a button to actually open up your fuel door, which is something different because you don't have that on the traditional Jeep Wranglers. My Rubicon 392 doesn't have that either. And then for the back, this is actually where they have the battery at. So you'll see this massive battery, and it is contained right under the rear seats. And you can pull this to actually get access to it. And another awesome feature that this thing has that a lot of the Jeep Wranglers are starting to have is going to be the one-touch Skyview. So with that one-touch roof, it makes it super easy to be able to get that open air capabilities with just a simple press of a button. I've had a lot of customers that have really liked that here recently. So as an avid Jeeper, seeing this Jeep Wrangler and seeing how different it is from the other Jeep Wranglers in the lineup, it is at least interesting. But one of the biggest things that I didn't think about until I got it back on zero charge is that I need to charge it. And that is where today's video sponsor is going to come into play, TECKNET. Now the product that they've sent out to us today is their portable EV charger. Nowadays there are a lot of these EV chargers out on the market, but as you can see, this one is going to have a few different features that not everyone has. So to get everything out, you can see we've got an adapter that's going to go from our 240 down to our standard house outlet right here. We've got some hardware. Looks like a wall-mounted dock station. Another piece here to go with our wall-mounted station. And then we've got the actual charger itself. So one of the things you're going to notice with a lot of these is it does have the 4-plug system right there, and that's one of the main reasons we're going to need the adapter to go from our house outlet to this. If you do have a 240 volt plug at the house, or you've got one installed, then this will be great. You won't need an adapter, but if you got the standard house outlets, then you definitely will need that adapter. Now for charging up here at the dealership, we are going to be using this adapter. And we've got a green light indicator just telling us that we do have power coming to it. And then all that we'll need to do is attach our 4-pin into our adapter. And then we're going to see this come online. So for this digital display, it's going to tell you all the information that you need to know. Temperature, it's going to tell you if you are connected to Wi-Fi, and yes, you can connect this to Wi-Fi. That way you can monitor your charging through your phone, which makes it pretty cool. You've also got all of your electrical output measurements right here, as well as your time. Now once you've got it all plugged in, the next step couldn't be any more simple. So you grab this, and it has an extremely long cord that you can pull out and get to wherever your vehicle's parked. And then you simply insert it. And just like that, this thing is already charging. So I don't think it can get any more simple than that. Now this charging system does have some additional features that you may not be aware of. Of course, it's got adjustable 32 amp settings. It's got automatic restart charging. It also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capabilities and the ability to control and schedule charging remotely via their app. Now, as I've already shown you, it is dual voltage capable with 5 to 15 and 14 to 50 plugs, and then 32 amp, 4 adjustable settings, 10, 16, 24, and 32. And like I've already told you, it does have the long cable that is actually 25 feet long. It is FCC and ETL certified, and it does have a GFCI circuit breaker. Something cool about these 4XEs, of course, it's going to have the indicator right there, the green, telling you that it's charging. And also, just like I suspected, that is going to be your battery indicator. So that's going to fill up as it actually charges up. Now this convenient little display shows you a lot of information. As you can tell here, it's going to have your chip temperature, it's going to have your connector status, Wi-Fi status, and you're also going to have this light that's going to show you everything from standby mode, countdown to schedule charging, charging complete, control pilot, over voltage, no ground wire, over current, electrical leakage, over temperature. It has got all that broke down right there for you, so you know exactly what you're looking at. Now they also have an awesome app that connects to your charger. So as you can see here, you simply connect it up to your charger with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and then you're actually able to click through and see its real-time charge status. Aside from that, you're able to go through and turn off the charging if you want to, or set up a timer for charging. Now that app makes everything super simple to use and to actually monitor how the charging's going. Aside from that, it does have a limited 12-month warranty, so it can give you a little peace of mind whenever buying a nice product like this. For those of you that know me, you know I'm one of the last people to even talk about EVs. But in today's world, EVs are definitely a thing that's going to be around for a while. So for having a dealership or just a garage with a decent collection, inevitably you're going to run into needing a charger like this. And I'm super happy that TECKNET was able to reach out and get this product sent out for a test and review. And we came back in the next morning here, and this thing is all charged up. I just plugged it back in to check and make sure, but as you can see, it is fully charged. So a little overnight charge and any of these vehicles will be good to go. I would like to test it out on our Hummer EV just to see as well, but this is a good test just to see that it will be able to charge even on a standard outlet. If you guys are interested in picking one up for yourself, be sure to go down in the link in the description below and check them out. A huge thank you to TECKNET for sending out this awesome product and sponsoring today's video. And since it is fully charged now, we can go ahead and put it in the electric mode right here. And we can drive around silent. It's super weird to do this in a Jeep. Anytime that I've done it, it's just weird. It's so crazy. The power in the electric mode, you know, it's that instant torque, so it does actually feel pretty good. We'll take it down the road right here just so you guys can see, or at least get an idea of it. Now keep in mind, it's showing 22 miles of range in pure electric right now. We're just gonna drive it down to the end of the road right here. That's pedal to the metal. That was full all the way to the ground, and the acceleration is not crazy, obviously, in full electric mode. In hybrid mode, the torque kicks in pretty good, but it's not something that's going to blow you away. And let's stomp on it right here again. It's weird, it's fun, it's silent. And we'll go ahead and turn around right here, and we're going to put it in hybrid mode. So now you can hear that engine actually kick on. And the road's a little slick. Let's put it in 4-wheel high auto. And let's stomp on it again. Yeah, that initial torque does feel good. It's surprising. Similar to the Wrangler, of course, for that, you know, maybe a half second there. It feels really close. So has a lot of power in that hybrid mode. It's a lot of fun. Now, to be fair on the 4XE, I have had a lot of people talk about the power. The 470 foot-pounds of torque is something that grabs your attention. That's usually the first thing that people bring up to me about the 4XE is, hey, it's got the same amount of torque as the Rubicon 392. And it does, but that's initial torque. You've got to keep that in mind. Now, I do think that they serve a good purpose. If you live in town, or if you're in a convenient environment to charge up, or if you have a nice charger like this, they're pretty convenient to get that 15-ish miles of range. If you're in hilly environments, you're gonna have less range. You gotta keep that in mind. But I think a good average to keep in mind is about 15 miles on pure electric. So if you live in town or in the city and it's gonna be super convenient for you to use that electric feature, then I think the 4XE serve a great purpose. But if you are gonna be in an area where you're primarily just using the hybrid system, then it's not gonna be as beneficial. You've got a estimated range of 20 miles combined whenever you are using that hybrid system. And then whenever you're using just the gas, I was able to get somewhere around 17 miles a gallon, which is pretty much on par with what you're gonna get in the 3.6 liter. So basically, the moral of the story is the 4XE Wrangler is great if it can serve a purpose and you can justify it. Now, on the new market, they are super expensive, and I honestly don't know if you can justify that price difference. But if you look on the pre-owned market, these are going to be right in line with the normal vehicles. So a non-4XE versus a 4XE on the pre-owned market, they're going to be about the same price. I've got this vehicle right now listed for somewhere around $34,000. And to be honest with you, for the year, mileage, features, and options, it is absolutely insane that you can get this much of a vehicle for that price. So that basically gives you guys a good idea of how I feel about the 4XE. I think that they're great and they serve a great purpose as long as you have a good plan for that purpose. Now, for me personally and the distance I drive, I don't think that the 4XE makes sense, but I do think that it can make sense for a lot of people. But be sure to let me know what you guys think. Are you able to justify the difference in price for a brand new one? What do you think about the price point of them on the pre-owned market? But if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.